Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. Coming up, a rematch of Super Bowl 50 between the Denver Broncos and the Carolina Panthers. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The drive begins with a run by and right away he lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
As you and I both know, one reason teams script plays to start a game is so they can practice them ahead of time. I will guarantee you that fumble was not in the script.
You don't think they had fumble written next to play one there?
No, that was never in the script because they want to have good memories when they go into a ball game, not something that could have gone wrong.
A give running left, McAllister. He's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. The middle they go with McAllister. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Wilson. Looking left side, and it's complete. And the Broncos are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
Brandon, that's what you call being manhandled at the point of attack. And I know the offensive line gets a lot of blame for that one. But occasionally, the defense just knows what you're going to do. Maybe they scouted it perfectly. Maybe someone tipped it off. But on that play, it had no chance.
Well, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can. But this is 3rd and goal. Running right, here's McAllister. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal. The kick by McManus is good. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Their dreams of an undefeated season shattered with the loss a week ago. Now, look, whenever an undefeated team goes down, you always hear some say, well, they needed that. I don't know, Charles. Is that a narrative that you buy into?
Well, I haven't met a coach yet that feels like They needed that loss. You know, that's not something that they're in favor of. But I do know this. People like us, our colleagues, all of us in the media, constantly hammering a team that's undefeated.
Trying to get it to Anderson, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run up the middle with McAllister, and he is going to lose yardage here. That play could never get started thanks to the defensive effort of Shaq Thompson.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Now it's Wilson. That's out to the flat for Gordon. He'll get it inside the 20. But he's brought down to the red zone at the 18 after a gain of 18. 1st and 10.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. In on the tackle there, Brandon Smith.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On 2nd down, Wilson. And a quick throw here that's complete. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
On 3rd down, they'll run it with McAllister. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stop that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Touchdown! Andy Isabella. His first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead grows to 10-0. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
Mayfield off the play fake. Open man left side. It's the tight end Trimble. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. The Panthers at 10-1 now on the year. They were losers their last time out. Trying to get back in the win column, but obviously not an easy task here in a hostile environment.
Yeah, always tough to win away from home. But sometimes what you do is you use these types of games as bonding experiences and carry that into the contest.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A handoff left, McCaffrey. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say, we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And this is going to be another 1st down as they make the tackle at the Broncos' 20-yard line. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
From the red zone now, Mayfield. And that'll be incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue, because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
McCaffrey is going to go backwards. He'll lose yardage back to the 5. Back at the 5-yard line now. 2nd and goal. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal, with the last 2 plays having gone backwards. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. That is caught. It's Anderson. Touchdown, Panthers. A great play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Panthers have got it back to within a score. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. A handoff to McAllister. Big Derek Brown making the stop. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. We remind you in just a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Orlando, and our good friend Jonathan Coachman. Coach will run through some of the numbers and the next-gen stats from this first half of football so far. To throw on 2nd and 6, Wilson. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by J.C. Horn. And the Panthers are going to get it back here just past the 35. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
Following the interception, Mayfield. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. First down, Mayfield. That's caught. It's McCaffrey again. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. They go play action. Mayfield. There's Tremble, the tight end. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Panthers will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And the lead is now 14-10. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
To throw again on second down. Wilson firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
We know he has a lot of confidence in his arm and likes to force it downfield, but the coverage was tight there. Fortunate it wasn't picked off.
Final play of the half. It's Wilson. And his pass incomplete. So it's halftime here in Charlotte with the Panthers out on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, you know, let's face it.
He's got a man, complete.
And they're going to move it down inside the 25. You normally talk about the mobility and the accuracy first, but the arm strength, that's what can turn Russ into danger Russ.
And that's how you start a drive, because you know they had this play in their back pocket, waiting for the right time to unleash it. And boy, did they pick the right opportunity. Unleashed it big time, and that was also a big-time throw.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at first and goal.
Now Wilson. He'll drop it off to McAllister as running back. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A gain of 7 that time. Second goal.
A gain of 7 brings up second and goal at the 2-yard line.
They'll run for it here with McAllister. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
Sometimes with the running game, you just got to stick with it. Look, this is the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
They've gotten it to the 1. Can they get that final yard here on third and goal? They go play action with Wilson. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
Now, before they run this play on 4th and 1, we're going to get a break and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Fourth down, Wilson trots off, and on comes Brandon McManus for the Denver field goal.
The kick by McManus is good, and the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13.
So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
This taken in at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. That'll be caught by Anderson. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
Now, Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And, Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season. Because right now, 4,000 is not out of the question. I think a big game or two, he's certainly capable of getting that done.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now a give, right side McCaffrey. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That's just running the ball 101 because too much east-west, not enough north-south. Got to get upfield, don't you?
They just kept stringing him out before he knew it. He'd hit the sideline. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
Hey, order! King!
Now whistles. Flag down, and I believe one of the Panthers got moving early. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Play fake. Mayfield. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
But really not much secret there. 3rd and long, Charles, that he was looking to throw the football. And I would imagine as a defender, you're kind of salivating in that spot, right?
You certainly are, because 3rd and long situations, they tip the scale towards the defense every single time. Now you're actually able to dictate and understand what the offense is trying to do. You know where the first down marker is. You set your defense that way, and maybe you can be a little more aggressive in certain situations because of that. You start focusing on your coverage assignment, and when the ball's released, you break on it and make a play, as we just saw there.
So now they operate back from their side of the field here. 2nd and long. Wilson.
That's complete. It's Okuwebunam.
And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. On the give. McAllister with it. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down. Stopped at the Panthers' 22. Well, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back.
He's got the first down and more. Touchdown, Broncos. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos have retaken a third-quarter lead.
Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
King! Hey, along the line!
Mayfield now. He's going to look deep for more.
And Mayfield again with the interception, his third. And the Broncos will take over here just shy of the 30.
That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet and make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
At the 26-yard line.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 12.
Now Wilson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Brian Burns make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you're doing a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
3rd and long, it's Wilson. Under pressure, and they got to him again.
Brandon Smith providing a little deja vu, back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long.
The Broncos send out their punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And take it right at the 35. Good coverage there. An even 50-yard punt leads to a return of 5. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Third down. Here's McCaffrey. Room here to run. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
92 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
But sometimes, Brandon, there's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big third down conversion. On first down, this is McCaffrey. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on second down?
Well, it changes your play calls, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Here's Mayfield. That's to McCaffrey, complete. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Mayfield looks to throw. And he'll throw this one away. But I don't think he was out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag.
Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
So after the loss of down, they'll come up here with a 2nd and goal.
Now a give. It's Hubbard going left.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Chuba Hubbard taking it in from 14 yards out.
And the Panthers are an extra point away from going back on top here in the 4th.
Gonzalez to add the PAT. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away.
Taking it about the 1.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And a nifty return there all the way across the 40.
And when you're facing a deficit on the scoreboard, you're just looking for something to get you right back into the game, and that's the spark that they were looking for. They got it with that big return.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter, and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. Getting the ball that time was Jeremy Chin.
They're having issues right now getting that running game going.
I wonder if maybe adopting some of the college run game would help here. Because we're still at that stage where you have a bunch of guys saying, I don't know about what the colleges do. And the college stuff is working in the NFL. Bigger lines.
On a bad time late for a poor throw. It's intercepted. Picked up by Barno.
And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
A few things better than a big man interception. You can always tell right when they get the football, there's that level of excitement and nervousness, and also like, what the heck do I do with this thing?
And you say, no better sight? Well, not for the quarterback who just throw it. It's bad enough to throw a pick, but to throw one to the big guy? But you're right about that. Now what do I do with it? But what's fun about it is, you know they're going to be in the film room after this ball game, telling all their teammates, maybe I should shift over to offense. I've got skills. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I always find myself cheering for them after they intercept it. Unfortunately here, he couldn't make it into the end zone.
4th quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 6.
A handoff, McCaffrey running right. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
And this is caught. He hits more.
And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now that's a big pickup right there, and so often we focus on how the quarterback's faking out play action. How about everyone being in on the deal and picking it up?
Second, third levels, you can see them trying to recover. They bit. Worked out offensively. On the toss, they run wide side with McCaffrey. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown puts him up 7, but now's when the fun begins, partner, because if you go ahead and kick the extra point, it's still a one-possession game. Go for 2, you might put it out of reach.
A little decision to be made. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
Andy Isabella.
And he finally runs out of gas, but not before he's inside the 10-yard line.
Similar to golf, you never want to count a score before it actually happens, but you have to figure. They thought they were going to get 6 on that play. Great effort to keep them out of the end zone, but a big-time return.
First and goal, a touchdown and a 2-point conversion here are musts. And he's into the end zone. No flags. It's a touchdown. And now a 2-point conversion. And we'll be tied here in the final minute.
Do they have one big call left? Here we go. The touchdown's massive, but now they've got to have 2 to possibly take this to overtime.
Wilson to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. And a failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. Little clock management 101.
The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
It's a gain of 4, and that should just about seal the deal.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A give running left, it's McCaffrey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
That was an excellent come from